Whoa! We're playing a WIM Rani Hamid from, I think, Bangladesh. Bangladesh, easy. Okay, let's play a little Scandinavian. Hold on, we need to lock in here. Let's play a little Scandinavian. Let's go for a modern Scandinavian. And then let's go for, of course, Valentine's Day is in 31 minutes. We're going to play a nice romantic Portuguese gambit. Will my opponent... They don't give me any fun with F3. Probably makes sense. They are a WIM and probably aware of all of the nasty lines. I want to play Queen takes. We've got this nice pin here. Bishop E2 and kingside castles is probably appropriate. Unfortunately, they haven't traded off this pair of knights, which often can happen in a line like this. Often when the bishop and queen ends up here, it's out of a different line where there's no knight. There is a knight here, so I need to be aware that knight c3 is a potential resource. I think just knight c6 and queenside castles, though, might bear the most fruit. If knight c3, maybe queen h5, other than h3. And if I move this bishop, I may get some fat discovery on my forehead. We are castling queenside. We've got an opposite side castling position. Precisely the kind of position that I'm looking to dabble in. c4 clearly makes sense. If queen d7, d5, I do have bishop f3, because if dc6, I have bishop c6. And then after bishop f3, there's knight e5. I can transfer the knight over there. And I guess I'm doing okay there. Maybe you move the bishop, or maybe I take the bishop and it's relatively equal. I play for like e6. I mean, I have to move, and I think back to d7 does make some sense. I'm kind of half thinking if h3 I might play a little fishing pole trap, who knows. But this is a very strong player indeed. Okay, we're going to go for this resource. Of course, if you take here, we can take back with the bishop, so that would not be favourable. And what we're doing is removing the piece that prevents me going to e5. Now, if bishop takes and then here and then like queen here, attacking my knight, attacking the pawn, I can just take this with check and ruin the pawns. But if you move the bishop back, I feel pretty good. I feel okay about this. I do feel okay about this. They do move the bishop back. Maybe now thinking about trying to play queen d4 to attack the knight and attack this pawn. But there's a sneaky little idea that if I just play e6 here and you play queen d4, this is kind of like a phantom fork, because I can just play knight c6 and we attack the queen and defend the pawn. Queen's then got to move, because if pawn takes, we can take with the queen, so you don't even get that kind of takes. Okay, of course they don't go for this, because they are a woman international master and an exceedingly strong player. Now, I want an open g-file. That would add to our evening of romance fantastically. So h6, if you go back here, g5 and go here, I should probably take here though, because I can just win a pawn here, right? I know it kind of trashes my pawns, but again, it's an open g-file. I think I'm going to take this. I might be being stupid, but I think that presence in the center is going to be tough to deal with, and so I'm going to use this opportunity to get it the hell out of there. Bishop takes knight, pawn takes knight. You know what? That's an open g-file, baby. That is an open g-file. We're going to be up a pawn here. My king's safe, and it's a g-file that's in front of this king. I'm pretty happy with this position. Now, maybe you hit me with like a knight c3 and you keep... There's no bishop g4 check that's meaningful. Are they just going to go into an endgame? Queen takes, rook takes. I mean, I don't think I have much of a choice but to take here. Particularly. Now, you could go into an endgame. I'd imagine. At this point, again, I really like the pressure that I might be able to find here. I like the fact that my knight's here, and so bishop f3 is not possible, at least immediately. I also like that my rook's on this file, so that maybe just queen c6 here. And I have a threat of taking this this queen. So queen c6, we keep our eye on this. We unleash the rook onto the queen. Maybe they go like queen b3 or something. But I get rook g8 with tempo of mate, and then if bishop f3, of course, I can just take. So the open file, the well-positioned queen, and the very well-positioned knight. There might be f4 ideas to then remove the knight and then play bishop f3. That could be concerning, but at least for now, we've got the tempo that the queen has to move. They do go queen b3. Rook g8. How can that be a bad move? I don't see a planet on which that's a bad move. That's an open file. That's a threat of mate. It's an improvement of the rook without a doubt. It comes with the most convincing tempo you can possibly have. A threat of mate in one. There's no bishop f3. This has to be a good move. I can bring my bishop out potentially to c5 and then maybe even to b6, and we kind of look to lock down this side of the board maybe. Softening this up on the light squares. Hold on. I have check, and you're forced to take. f7 might hang in the end. Hold on. I think now I'm playing a WIM. It's like the matrix is completely clear to me. I'm seeing everything. I don't think I want to go for this straight away. Takes, something like takes, maybe some bishop c5. I don't know, I hang this pawn. Is there anything interesting there? There's in fact here, queen takes, here, rook here. There'd actually be a mate there, but I don't imagine they're going in that line. The thing is, do I play this line just so that maybe I get this? I feel like that's a bad idea. But then they are going to play f4, which they can't do if I play bishop c5 now. What if I start with bishop c5, and then maybe we're threatening these kind of ideas? Okay, I think I'm going to go for bishop c5. I like this. This bishop is absolutely tied to defending the square, because should you come off here and get excited, knight f3, you go into here. Actually, you could go here, and then I don't have a discovery that doesn't hang the queen. So maybe bishop b5 is playable. Here, and then some hope chess of an Arabian mate. Inshallah, perhaps. I don't know. But this bishop has to be good. You know, inducing this g3 move feels like there are going to be ideas. And it feels like maybe right now, you play like rook c1, let's say. Seems like an improving move. Knight f3, bishop here, queen f7. Rook here, pawn here, queen here. I don't have rook g8 because the queen holds. I at least have a draw, but we're not playing for a draw, come on. Come on now. I like what's going on here. I like what's going on. There are 3 WIMs in Bangladesh. What an honor to play one of them. This is really awesome. Okay, that's kind of annoying actually, because now the queen defends this as well. It's not like I have anything genius here. I want to be able to play like h5, h4 at some point, but you are now just threatening to take this, and I hate that. I could go here, and if you go here, maybe just step across. I really like this bishop though, but knight a4 might be a really good move. Bishop here. Just walk in here maybe with the rook. Bishop here just doesn't feel like a good idea. It feels like a, you know, loose pieces drop off kind of thing. I feel like doing this might just be a bit stronger. I don't want him to trade it. I didn't think about knight a4 at all. I also don't want to get low on time. Okay, if here and rook c1, I do have to remember I'm up a pawn. That's pretty important context here. There's like queen e6, because you don't want to trade queens. I'd rather keep this bishop. I don't know if I'm being stupid. I might be being stupid. I think that was safer, and I might come to regret playing this. But I think this bishop's also very strong, and I don't really see how you remove it. Also, this knight now becomes, you know, there's a bit of a question mark over whether this knight particularly belongs on a4, dominated by said bishop. Now, rook to the c-file seems like a bit of a no-brainer to me, because you don't want my queen just sitting on this diagonal. That's clearly not very pleasant. I want to put my opponent under a bit of time pressure, and currently I am absolutely failing in a spectacular way to do that. Their position is just a bit clean in terms of the, I don't know, there's no pawn structural damage really. I'm talking myself out of this. This is a great position. They bring the rook there. Okay, can I like push a pawn? And if here, rook h8, could play queen here. Tickle this bishop, because if here maybe I get a check. I also really like lifting this, honestly. I think I'm gonna play h5. I think I want you to take that. I don't think you're threatening to like take my bishop right now. Don't think bishop b5 is much of a threat. I'm playing h5. Have it. It's an open file. Again, all I care about here is open files, and then a big attack on this king. Big attack on this king, and pieces coming over, getting the rooks on the h and the g files, maybe even stacking. Who knows? Stacking and attacking is the name of the game. I don't know why they didn't put the rook on c1, but then maybe actually just queen e6, for instance. I think what they really want to do probably is trade off the bishop and then maybe remove the knight, because this knight is so well placed. You desperately want to put that bishop on this diagonal. Maybe even just rook e1. Bishop f1, bishop g2 would be kind of ideal, but maybe you don't have time to go for that maneuver, because once you play bishop f1, this gets too soft. I haven't read chat in ages. Oh, are people suggesting moves? Mods, feel free to start laying down timeouts. Some heavy timeouts if people are suggesting moves. Okay, h5 is interesting. I'm clearly threatening h4, which would definitely soften all this up here. You know, we induced this pawn push. It's defended by 2 pawns. Right now, this pawn's ineffective because it's pinned, and you know you can't move with this king, so that's going to be pinned for a while, at least until you do something about this bishop, which it seems you can't really do. So we kind of conclude that this is only defended by one thing, and if we can do this and then take, this will be defended by precisely no things. Ah, there's a queen. I was wrong, but still, the point kind of still stands. I can then stack the rooks, be threatening to win the queen, open stuff up, show a mat on your forehead. I think things are going well. Also, opponent has now spent quite a bit of time. I do want to keep the pressure on, because in general, if it's an equal time position, especially when it gets down to what is effectively a blitz game, you know, like a 3-0 blitz game, it's going to be that in a couple moves. The attacking side is going to have a major advantage in the way. What the hell does that do? Seriously, what does that do? You're just threatening the bishop, is that it? I mean, yeah, you're threatening the bishop, but that's weirdly hard to stop from being a problem. I want to keep this pinned, man. Oh, that's so annoying. h4, you're just going to take here. Okay, I need to move, because exactly what I just said about time. Do I just bring the bishop back to b6? Kind of sucks to have to do this, but I'm just going to do it. I hope there wasn't anything nicer there, because I'm going to be very upset about having missed it. But playing that and not just spending another full minute of the clock probably makes the most sense, when I'm going to probably end up playing that anyway. Now I think I take with my a pawn. Again, pawns aren't fantastic, and maybe, you know, if the queens come off the board, let's say I take with the queen and they trade the queens, they can just take here, and then all of a sudden I'm not even up a pawn anymore. So keeping this queen here seems strong, but also you can now bring the rook here, and then there's maybe problems on b6. Should I get too excited over here? Damn, opponent's kind of dissolving a lot of the stuff I had going on. That bishop was gorgeous, and I maybe should have spent a little longer looking for something else other than bishop b6, but it kind of felt like bishop b6 was necessary. What is that? That's not a problem, but you're defending this, I guess. I might just play h4. Time, dude. What are you gonna do? Take it like this? That's an open file. I'm happy about that. Maybe you take this, actually, and maybe I hate that. Maybe you take this with the queen, and I play queen f3. Excuse that slight voice break there. Queen f3 would actually be pretty amusing there. We'll take with the rook. Is queen f3 a... No, come on, don't be stupid. Okay, I have more time on the clock by very few seconds. I don't know if queen takes. I highly doubt pawn takes is a move. Queen takes might be reasonable. Then what are we doing? Well, if check here, I just have worse structure in an endgame. This feels like a master that I'm playing, you know? I mean, maybe I'm kind of just making that up. But you get kind of games where people, they just neutralize everything. And it's like, how am I supposed to do? If here, do you just play queen h8? I go up here. Let's get active, baby. Let's get active, baby. Is the stream lagging? Please say the stream's not lagging. I sincerely hope the stream's not lagging. Okay, we're getting active. If the stream's lagging and the VOD's ruined for an eventual YouTube video, I'll cry. Big, fat pressure on the clock. Pressure on this piece. If you defend this, of course I can sack and then go check. Or maybe I can't because there's an intermezzo queen h8. The thing is, on d7, I'm weirdly unassailable. Maybe I'm not actually, but then maybe on e7 I'm weirdly unassailable because I'm sort of held within. Okay, here could have come back with the rook there. I'm just okay. They're burning time. This is big. This is absolutely huge, absolutely massive. In fact, queen holds this. You're gonna force that off. Oh man. Okay. Now, to what extent is this a move? There is queen h5. I could maybe take on b2 there. This is held. I'm gonna go here. Queen h5. I take on b2. You play f4, but then I go check. You imagine the f4 has to be too softening. Also, again, keep doing moves like this, putting pressure on. The time's just getting a bit too low. The time's just getting a little too low. Whoa, didn't think about that. I can come across here. Hold on, what are you doing now? Oh, queen f1's cool. Imagine if I had a tactic with some kind of knight here. I can now just take this, and I believe I'm uncheckable. And if this, again, we're going to get this, there's going to be checks. Why don't I just come back here, pin the pawn up again, maybe look to get here and then give another check. I think there's just not enough time. There's just not enough time. And I do believe we'll be taking home the win against this WIM. That was pretty sick. Okay, against anyone else, I play queen h1 here. I want to be a little more respectful to my opponent. So I'm just going to play like king d6 here and unpin. And then unfortunately, okay, well, check. That's yeah, there's going to be a flag there. Damn. Okay. Fantastic. We just beat a WIM. Let me game review that real quick. Oh, I had a completely winning move. After queen b4, I had and I'm threatening to win the queen. Come on, man. Okay, I don't know why I didn't think about this. Again, I played bishop b6 because I got a bit stressed about the time. I probably should have looked for queen e4 because clearly that's a move. And then there's pressure on here and we're threatening to win this. So, queen e4 there was a bit of a miss. However, all theory somehow, that's a mistake. And I should play queen h5. I was thinking if queen h5, h3. Okay, so there's knight d4. There's knight d4. I mean, what? Oh, if here they can't take back like this? That might be prep for the future. Because if h3 and I move the bishop, that's tempting because then there's the discovery here with the knight. But here I have knight e5 and that's brilliant. So I think what we've just done is got ourselves a bit of opening prep here, which is obviously very pleasant. However, didn't go for that, instead went back, bit of a missed win. Then takes, and this knight transfer was great, e6 was great. As I mentioned, if they'd gone for queen d4, attacking both of these, I could have just done this, and that would have been a waste of tempo for the queen. Let the file get opened, take that. Queen c6, decent. I just was never in trouble. And then slowly seemed to have a pretty decent position. Missed queen e4, and yeah, I mean, played the endgame. Put on enough pressure and won on time. I imagine a few years ago, my opponent would have toasted my ass. So absolute honor. Thank you very much to that person. I highly doubt that they will ever see this video, but yeah, we win. Get in.